Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Nerd Mania. It's been a while. We've had a heat wave here in the UK. It's proved very difficult for me to record videos in that time. I've had fans running, and if I turn them off, it just gets so hot. I'm just a big ball of sweat. So we've waited a couple of weeks before recording anything. I did try and record a couple of reviews in the time that we had the heat wave with the fans running, but it messed up all the audio. So I decided to wait a couple of weeks before recording. So we've gone from a couple of weeks without any videos, and now we're going into my monthly hauls again. I've got a figure haul, and I'm kind of lost a little bit with where I am with my figure haul, so I'm just going to share everything that I've picked up. So that's going to be a mix of June, July, and maybe a little bit at the start of August. But we're here today to do my movie haul. It's not as big as it has been the last couple of months, but I do have a few things to pick up. It's a nice mix of imports, some new releases, some older movies. So it's not going to be a very long one, but it's going to show you what I've picked up. So let's crack on with what I've picked up this month. And I have one DVD that I've picked up this month, and it's one I hadn't heard of. I didn't even know it existed. This is Knight Rider 2010. It's only available on DVD. You can't find a Blu-ray for it, and it was marketed as loosely based on the Michael Knight Rider. Haven't watched it yet, so I don't know if it's any good or not. Probably not. It's a straight to DVD release that I've never heard of. I do like Knight Rider, big fan of Knight Rider in the 80s, and I even really enjoyed the remake they did about 10 years ago now. But this is the movie Knight Rider 2010. Like I said, I haven't seen it, don't know anything about it, not particularly. It's got Brian James in it. If you know him, he was in Lethal Weapon 2. Probably the most famous actor in this movie. But we'll give it a go and see what it's like. We'll go on to some older movies that I've picked up this month. And these are just me trying to fill out parts of my collection. Troll. This is actually the Troll the Complete collection. I've not seen this, but this is marketed as the best worst movie ever made. It's got a cult following. The second movie has. But here you go, it's a double disc set. You've got Troll there. You've got both discs there, they're the same, but it's Troll 1 and Troll 2. Both the movies are on one disc, and then the other disc has special features, including a documentary called The Best Worst Movie. It's got a dual-sided cover there from Eureka Movies. So yeah, looking forward to watching this. Like I say, it's marketed as the best worst movie, so should be fun. The first movie has a young man called Harry Potter in it, fighting evil. Sounds familiar. But yeah, that's Troll. Another movie that I think I have seen it once before, but I haven't seen it in such a long time, and it's very highly rated comedy, Young Frankenstein with Gene Wilder. This is still in plastic. I haven't even opened this one yet. So, yeah, I think I have seen this, but I can't remember it. I'm pretty sure I went through Gene Wilder stage years and years ago, and I'm sure I watched this at the time, and I can't remember it, but it's lots of people's favourite comedy. Really looking forward to revisiting this. I love Gene Wilder, love the stuff he did. So, yeah, looking forward to revisiting this, but like I say, I can't remember it, so I'm not sure if I have seen it. I would have thought I'd remember it if I had, but I'm also, somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm pretty sure I've seen it. And while we're on comedies, two of my favourite comedies of all time I picked up this month. One of them is The Life of Brian. Monty Python. Love these movies. Love the Monty Python movies. They're so quotable. They're so much fun. I re-listened to Ready Player One and Ready Player Two on audiobooks this month. Been going for a bit of an audiobook thing this month. I listened to both of those. Listened to the Shawshank Redemption audiobook. And I think I listened to another one, but I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But those three in particular and this gets some mentions, especially in the second Ready Player One book. So yeah, Life of Brian. I had to pick this one up, and then the other one I picked up, Monty Python's The Holy Grail. Now for me, both of these movies are brilliant, fantastic. This, I think, is my favourite. Just out of interest, what's your favourite, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer Life of Brian or Holy Grail? For me, it's Holy Grail. I just love the knights. I love the coconuts as the horse, the rabbit, the knight who loses his legs and his arms and still wants to fight. Brilliant movie, fantastic movie. Both of these are fantastic movies. So yeah, these are my older movie pickups for this month. We'll now move on to my imports. I have a few imports here. First of all, Roadhouse. This is getting a remake with Jake Gyllenhaal. And apparently Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's in it as well. So, but this is the original. This is the Patrick Swayze, Sam Elliott version of the movie. Really love this movie. I've watched this movie countless times. Dalton, the caller. If you haven't seen it, really worth it. It's about a bouncer in America. Very good movie. Patrick Swayze at his best, in my opinion. Comedy here. Robert Townsend, Meteor Man. There you go. The Roadhouse was an American import. This is a European import. I had this on DVD. Haven't watched it in years. Found it at a decent price. Thought I'd give it a go. Again. So yeah, looking forward to rewatching this. I remember enjoying this. I got this in Blank Man with Damon Wayans around the same time I got both of these movies. So they kind of blur a bit into one in my mind. So looking forward to rechecking that. Body Check, also known as Youngblood, I believe in the States. A hockey movie. I watched this. I really enjoyed it. I hadn't seen it before. It's also got a young Keanu Reeves in it. And a young Patrick Swayze as well. So another Patrick Swayze movie. So yeah, been catching up on my sports movies again. And this is one that I hadn't seen before. I have seen it now. And I did really enjoy it. And then filling in some gaps in my collection again, these are two movies that I've been looking for at a decent price. My wife's favourite movie of all time is Highlander. We've met Christopher Lambert. I've got a sword signed by Christopher Lambert. I've also met Adrian Paul, who played Duncan MacLeod. But these two movies are the not so great Highlander 2. This is the Renegade version. If you haven't seen this one, this is basically him years in the future, obviously as an immortal. This is him way into the future, fighting aliens rather than immortals. I haven't seen this movie in years. I think I may have only ever seen this movie once or twice. But it does have Sean Connery returning as Ramirez, which is quite good. But yeah, it's not the best Highlander movie. Is there a good Highlander movie? People could argue. I really enjoy the first one. I really enjoyed Endgame as well, which had both Duncan and Conor MacLeod in it. And I enjoyed this one, which is the other movie I picked up this month from the set. And this is Highlander III: The Sorcerer. Mario Van Peebles plays the bad guy Kane in this. Does he overact it a little bit? Yes, he does. But overall, I quite enjoy this one. This is probably my favourite of the two original sequels. It's trying to work out where this fits in the timeline is a bit odd, because I would say when he fights the Kurgan, he becomes the One. So is this set in between him leaving Scotland and becoming the Highlander and becoming that Russell Nash, who then goes on in New York and then goes on to fight the Kurgan after this, or does this happen after the Kurgan because Kane's stuck in a mountain? But surely even if he's stuck in a mountain for years, it still would mean that Christopher Lambert isn't the One until he's killed Kane. But I did enjoy this. It is a fun movie. I've watched this one since I've got it. I haven't watched the second one since I got it. But yeah, Highlander 3. And that just leaves me with my new pickups for the month. And I've got a few this month. I'm a little bit lost with my movies as well. Like I said earlier, I'm lost with my toys. So I'm going to rattle through these, but I'm going to have to go back and watch last month's one to work out if I've shared any of these before. But I've got Nicolas Cage's The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I watched this when I got it. This was a fun movie. Lots of references to Nicolas Cage's work in general. Comes with a slipcover. My case got a little bit destroyed. There's the disc. Yeah, this was a fun movie. It's Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage. And it's not overly memorable. It's not a movie I'm going to watch tons, but I did enjoy it. So that's Nicolas Cage, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Probably one of my favourite pickups, and it's something that I wasn't really expecting to enjoy, but I did really enjoy it. It's Phantom of the Open. There you go. This is the story of a golfer who tricked his way into the Open. He's probably the worst. He's regarded as the worst professional golfer of all time. It's got Mark Rylance in it, who's quickly becoming one of my favourite actors. He was also in Ready Player One. He played James Halliday in that. Such a fun character actor. And this film is just fun. It's just fun. It's a sort of comedy, and it tracks him tricking his way into different golf tournaments throughout his career. So that is Phantom of the Open. And yeah, like I say, a really fun movie, that one. The Lost City. Well, I haven't opened this yet, but it does come with a slip. I have seen this. Just a comedy, fun, treasure-seeking comedy. Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, nice little cameos by Brad Pitt in this as well. It's fun. It's not great. It's just it feels like an 80s action movie, Romancing the Stone, Jewel of the Nile, that kind of thing. But it's quite fun. I enjoyed it when I watched it. Felt it would make a nice addition to the collection, so I picked it up. So that's the Lost City. Oh, almost drops it there. That's the Green Lantern, Beware My Power. Slip again with this one. I've watched this. This is good. This is the tells you the story of John Stewart becoming the Green Lantern. There he is, John Stewart. This is a good movie. Green Arrow and Hawkgirl there and Sinestro there as well. Yeah, I watched this. This is the first DC movie I've watched in a while. I used to watch these as soon as I got them in, and I'm now a little bit behind on them. But Green Lantern's not someone they've visited too much. He's had one or two movies in the DC animated universe, but when this one came in, I thought I'd watch it, and I really enjoyed it. So worth watching if you get a chance. And it's basically his origin story, John Stewart's origin story. The Secrets of Dumbledore, and this is the last of the Fantastic Beasts trilogy. I watched this as well. I thought it was okay. It's still in its plastic wrapper there. I thought this was okay. It's the Fantastic Beasts trilogy's nowhere near as good as the Harry Potter movies, in my opinion. The first one was really fun, and then the two sequels just haven't really hit for me the same way that the first one did, or the Harry Potter movies. So, The Secrets of Dumbledore, they're Jude Law. Obviously, they struggled a bit with their casting issues. They had Johnny Depp playing the main role, and then he had his issues. So they brought in Mads Mikkelsen. And Mads Mikkelsen did a good job, but I'd have liked to have seen Johnny Depp, I think, carry on in that role. So yeah, that's The Secrets of Dumbledore. And then last but not least, Multiverse of Madness. Bit of the MCU. Obviously, I saw this at the cinema and I watched it when they released it on Disney Plus as well. Standard blue disc there. Fun movie. Not my favourite of the Marvel movies, but not my least favourite either. Yeah, I think this is probably sort of middle of the road. It's in the in the last set of Marvel movies, Phase 4, which I think they were a little bit lost in what they were doing, Marvel, in that case. But I'm really looking forward to what they're bringing out in Phase 5 and Phase 6 that they announced at Comic-Con. So, yeah, this is a good middle of the road. I think a lot of people, including myself, went into this with really high expectations of what we'd see in the way of cameos. And they kind of delivered and they kind of didn't. But overall, fun movie. Very much a different tone to anything else we've had in the MCU, with maybe the exception of WandaVision later on in the series. But overall, not a bad movie. So, yeah, they're my pickups for the month of July / maybe a bit of the start of August. I've got a bit lost on what I've picked up where. I have got a few movies already in for the month of August, but it's not going to be a massive haul for August, to be honest. I think at the moment I've got 3 or 4 movies, and maybe 1 or 2 more due in before the end of the month. So it might be a case of me saying, I'm going to have to put my movies and toys together for the month of August, and then we get a load in like it's happened in previous months. But for now, that is it. Thanks, guys. If you're new, please like and subscribe if you like movies, if you like toys. And I'm hopefully going to get back on track with my toy reviews. I've got a ton of stuff to do. I've got some plans to maybe do some group unboxings, which I'll share with you in my toy, which I would have shared with you in my toy reviews, which would have gone up, my toy haul, which would have gone up before this one. But that's it for now. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time. If you are on Instagram, you can find me there at nerdmania80. And I've actually started a TikTok now as well, which is just nerdmania. But I've only put a couple of things on there so far. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time.